Are we going?
Yeah, hello everybody.
Hello, this is Timmy Basil.
And Tucker Basil.
And welcome to our weekly live adoption outreach stream.
Those words together is what it is, yes. Coming to you live from Belle Plaine, with hopes to just outreach and, communicate with people about our adoption journey. So, how are you today, Timmy?
Well, I think we have a plan for this week. We're going to talk about... we're going to talk about one theme. We don't really have any new adoption updates, so that's kind of why we're just wondering, what should we talk about this week? So I think
nothing really changed. No change in the list getting into the book or anything. So we're just going to talk about us and things that we like. So being as it snowed recently, what are we going to talk about?
Well, I wasn't going to really talk about the snow, but it did snow recently.
It did.
We were going to talk about camping.
Yeah.
Is what I thought we were going to talk about.
We are going to talk about that.
So your segue from snow into camping really threw me off a little bit.
No, it's a natural segue. Most people think about camping when they think about snow.
Okay, so we want to talk. I want to talk about camping. We want to talk about camping because that's sort of like a hobby that we have. That when we first met, it was something we both really enjoy doing, and we continue to enjoy doing. Like, even after we got married, we had our 1-year anniversary was camping related. Mm-hmm. And I wanted to share that, camping is kind of it's a big part of like what we do active wise, like during the summer and fall mostly. Mm-hmm. It's something
we've talked about doing winter camping, but never done it.
So would you like to share a recent camping related thing that just happened yesterday?
Well, I think we gotta go back further than yesterday first.
Okay.
So we in the fall, when was it in the fall?
It would have been December.
Was it December? It was cold out.
It was December.
Yeah. Anyway, we a few months ago bought a camper. Which is a big upgrade for us. We went, we've been tent camping for a long time now. But we bought our first camper. It's a pop-up.
Our first pop-up camper.
Yep. It's a little trailer that pops up and has little wings that go out. And so we did that back however many months ago.
It was in December.
And yeah, we were really excited about it. And then in the mail, with COVID, we couldn't go into...
Yeah, with COVID happening and everything, we mailed in the title to try to get the ownership transferred because it was something that we purchased from a private seller. And
the DMV isn't the most well-oiled machine.
No, so I called the DMV and I was like, so we bought this camper and it says that we can mail in the title, and they're like, well, no, you have to bring it in. I'm like, well, it says I can mail it in, so I mailed it in anyway.
Oh, somebody said hi. Oh, Mom says hi.
Oh, hello, Rhonda.
Yes.
And Rhonda's really familiar with this story, too. Anyway, around, Christmas time, we kept getting these letters in the mail saying that our title has been suspended because we never did the transfer properly.
But we did send in the stuff.
Yeah, we sent in the title, we sent in all the tax money and a check for all that. And then it wasn't until, the beginning of January that we actually got a notification in our bank account that the DMV cashed our check for the title transfer, which was really exciting.
It was exciting, but also was the check stolen? Is there going to be a late fee that we have to pay now? Lots of questions about that.
And then just yesterday, we got in the mail our new license plate and our title of official ownership of our new camper.
Of our camper.
So that was something that was, it's kind of a funny story, and we wanted to share it. Mm-hmm. And we're both really excited to go camping with it this spring.
Yep, once the weather's a little bit nicer. That was something that we were doing during the COVID outbreak, that you can camp and you can social distance and you can be safe. But it's a little too cold right now.
It is a little cold.
Unless we were a little bit more ambitious. If we were more ambitious, we could go camping.
So I also wanted to share something that's kind of special about camping just for me. Whenever we first started dating, I met his family for the first time. It would have been Easter, But I remember the very first time that I got to just go camping.
And you got to know my family just little bit more.
I got to know them like in a more relaxed setting. It wasn't really a holiday setting, but it was, Tucker invited me to the family camper, and we brought it
near Lake Chautauqua.
Near Lake Chautauqua, and we brought a tent because we had only ever tent camped, and we set up a tent, and it was a really fun weekend of just getting to know.
And I remember, now that you're mentioning this, I remember my parents saying, commenting something about like, okay, let's see if they can put up a tent together. And we put up the tent together without any issues, and they're like, okay, all right, they can put up a tent together.
It wasn't that big of a deal, but it was a special memory for me because I got to,
got to know my family a little bit better. Yep.
Mm-hmm. And go boating with them. And
yep. Yeah. And for me, like, camping and boating has been part of my life since forever. Like, I can't remember not doing camping and stuff like that too. So it's been a part of who I am, and then also now a part of who we are together. So yeah. So anyway, so that's what we decided to talk about this week.
And last year we had 2 big camping trips, I suppose, that I kind of wanted to talk about.
Yeah, go for it.
Yep. So the first one would have been our 1-year anniversary. It was kind of a surprise trip. And
oh yeah, because I like doing mystery trips where like I'll say, all right, we're it could be like a small thing, like hey, we're gonna go someplace that's like 20 miles away, but I'm not gonna tell you what it is until we get there. But this one was one of the bigger ones that I've planned. And
it was a little bit. I would say it was a little bit stressful at first because he didn't tell me where it was.
I just said it was like 6 hours away.
It was a little bit away, so I assumed we were going up north to Itasca because Itasca was a place that we went for my birthday in a previous year.
Yep.
And I'm like, oh yeah, Itasca's about 6 hours away, so we're probably going to go camping in Itasca.
Or somewhere near that.
And so I requested off work, and I told my supervisor, hey, I'm going to go, take a little camping trip for our anniversary.
Yep.
And then while I guess Tucker had shared it with his coworkers that we were going out of state, and then one of his coworkers is married to one of my coworkers and knows that where I worked, we had to tell HR, disclose to HR if we were taking any trips outside of state lines. And he said, so Wisconsin is considered outside of state lines, so you need to tell HR that you're going, to Wisconsin for your trip. And I was like,
well, I don't think I said it was whatever the case was. It got back to them.
It got back. I had to tell my manager, hey, we're actually taking a trip to Wisconsin. And it was like at the beginning of when companies were trying to figure out how to handle the whole COVID situation. So it was, if you're traveling to a state with a high COVID positivity rate, you had to let HR know, so when you come back in state, you have to quarantine or something like that. But at the same time, Minnesota was having higher COVID positivity rates than Wisconsin. So it was one of those situations where my manager's like, it doesn't matter if you go camping in Wisconsin or Minnesota because they're both pretty much the same risk.
Yeah. Needless to say, it was fine.
It was fine.
Yes.
So do you remember the name of the place in Door County?
Oh, we went to Door County. We can just say that.
We went to Door County, and it was really nice.
Yep, it was fun.
So that's
it was a good camping trip.
Sorry for rambling a little bit, but that's where
we got a little down the rabbit hole on the work stuff.
Anyway, so that was where we went for our anniversary, and
I'm curious what you're gonna say for the other camping trip.
My birthday. Glacier.
Oh, Glacial Lakes.
Glacial Lakes State Park. So
that's where we went last summer.
That was where we went for my birthday.
Yep, and that was a good trip.
It was.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So yeah. Anyway, so we like camping, and when we have a baby, we're gonna take baby camping too, and it'll be good. Let's see. Is there anything else that we should talk about before we wrap up? Oh, I guess this week, there was another baby shower for my sister. It was the Basil side this time, and that was fun. It was good to see the. Oh, thanks. That was really sweet. Thank you. And yeah, so it was really sweet to see like the Basil side of the family, and to play a few games with them on Zoom, and again to see all the little baby clothes and stuff like that.
All the little hats and stuff that they get for the baby, and so that was enjoyable.
It was, and it'll be fun to welcome a baby to the family in little bit more than a month, and we'll get to be uncles, and it'll be fun. It'll be a good test round for when we get to be dads. So that'll be good. All right, is it okay if I walk us out?
That's fine.
All right.
All right. Thanks for tuning in.
Yeah, and as always, if you can, if you want to be part of our support network and help us try to get in contact with a potential birth mother, like, share, comment, and spread the word about us. We're hoping to be dads at some point, and trying to get in contact with the birth mother. So,
okay.
Thanks for watching, everybody, and we'll see you next week at the same time.